Emotional flashbacks. Complex post-traumatic stress disorder, CPTSD. The hallmark of the post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is the re-experiencing of the trauma in the form of intrusive and involuntary memories. These memories are called flashbacks. The flashbacks in PTSD are described as predominantly visual with associated emotions. Person re-experiences traumatic event. It is explicit. The flashbacks in CPTSD are described as predominantly non-visual. Person re-experiences the emotions from the traumatic event without remembering it. PTSD flashbacks are vivid, sensory perceptual, predominantly visual images with emotional memories from a traumatic event that intrude involuntarily into consciousness. CPTSD flashbacks are sudden and often prolonged regressions to the overwhelming feeling states of being an abused or abandoned child. They are typically experienced as intense and confusing episodes of feelings as fear, despair, grief, shame, and rage. Anxiety is very common. The emotional flashbacks experienced in CPTSD can vary in intensity and duration. Sometimes they can last for weeks. They are triggered by different everyday situations that in the blink of an eye can throw one in a very intense emotional experience. Since facts are not replayed, the emotions seem to belong to what is going on in the present. How to notice if someone is having an emotional flashback. If you or someone seem to be overreacting to a certain situation, look out for intensity and persistence. Also, is there anxiety and is the person adrenalized? Example 1. Sarah grew up in an unfair environment. Her sister was often given privileges by their parents while she was not. That made her feel worthless and contemptible. As a result of this, Sarah experiences intense road rage when another driver behaves even slightly inappropriately in traffic. Example 2. James was neglected to have his own opinions and choices during childhood, so he grew up repressing them. As a result of this, in adulthood, James tends to get very adrenalized whenever an opportunity comes for him to give his point of view on something. This is also noticed in his constant self-expression of who he is and intense assertion in his beliefs and opinions.